Saturn is stationing retrograde in Pisces right now, and we're seeing a lot of sad, strange and tragic stories involving the ocean. Recently, a Twitter user called Maybe Diane tweeted this: "Orcas sinking yachts, sharks biting off people's pinkies and putting holes in boats, billionaires getting lost in submarines while looking for the Titanic. The sea is angry and it is fighting back." My colleague astrologer Kira Ryberg responded simply with this meme, and I think she's absolutely right. Pisces is a water sign associated with the ocean, and Saturn is associated with loss, death and general misfortune. And when it stations, these significations can be exaggerated. The most prominent of all the stories we've seen this week, of course, concerns the sad tale of the submersible named Titan, which it's now emerged suffered a catastrophic accident that killed the 5 men inside. And it was attempting to visit the wreck of the Titanic, which sank in 1912 and now lies at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean. Back in February, when Saturn was conjunct the Sun, some haunting footage of the wreck of the Titanic emerged, as I noted in a short on this channel. At another important moment in Saturn's cycle, the retrograde station, we've seen this new tragedy take place. Saturn's traditional ruler now is Jupiter, which is in Taurus. Both Jupiter and Taurus have to do with the theme of wealth, and much has been made of the cost the wealthy tourists in the submersible paid to visit the Titanic, $250,000 each. That wasn't the only tragic story involving the sea recently. On June the 14th, a fishing boat carrying hundreds of migrants from Libya capsized in the sea off Greece, leading to hundreds of deaths. The theme of migration is one we're seeing a lot of with Saturn in Pisces, and in this case, it's taken on a particularly tragic turn. And there's also been bad news about the oceans more generally. This week, stories appeared reporting a record heat wave underway in the world's oceans, which is bad news for sea life of all kinds, including fish and coral reefs. And this is having very visible effects. For example, a couple of weeks ago, thousands of dead fish washed up on a Texas beach, the result of low oxygen levels in the water due to high temperatures. And there have been even stranger happenings in the news. There have been more and more reports of orcas, also known as killer whales, attacking boats off the coast of Spain and Portugal. There's a pod of orcas in the Strait of Gibraltar that have been ramming boats and ripping off their rudders, sinking 3 sailboats and damaging dozens more over the past year. It's happening so much that people are speculating orcas are somehow coordinating and teaching each other how to sink boats. These are truly strange times. Now, skeptics will say all this bad ocean news is a coincidence, but I don't agree. It's exactly the kind of thing you'd expect to see as Saturn stations retrograde in Pisces.